Today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is brought to you by Even Keel Fish Shack, now with 2 locations, Lauderdale by the Sea and the new spot on Las Olas.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the frim sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a little bit belated edition, but I say we're right on time edition of the Lunchbox. It's a happy hour edition from one of the happiest places on earth. No, not Disney World, not Orlando. That's a Mickey Mouse town. We are in a much better place, and that is Even Keel Fish Shack, Lauderdale by the Sea. What a glorious February midwinter day in South Florida. Jeff Defo DeForest, I see that you are upright, no standing 8 counts. No three
knockdown rule. No, I've come back strongly. I did my walk of life. It couldn't be any more beautiful of a day. Of course, I live in the area here, so I went north. And then I was really excited about coming here to Even Keel because for some reason, Mayo Man, we've gotten a little bit away from oysters. And I was thinking, geez, I could really go for some grilled oysters at Even Keel Fish Shack. You made the announcement we were coming here at 3. And look at these beauties.
Look at that.
I think Brand has breathed new life even into what was already an outstanding
I think
dish.
they went to the Chernobyl oyster beds.
Yeah.
They've grown the nuclear reactor.
I mean,
infused.
these look like you just went. I know you're not a big fan of Acme. Maybe you go across the street to Felix's or you go to one of your fancy
Pascal's
places.
Manali.
Yeah, where you're paying twice as much for the same oysters.
No.
But these look beautiful. Beautiful.
Well, these are beauties. Brad is supposedly going to be rolling on in here any second because this is a
I don't know. We should wait on
edition.
This,
you know, with
I'm
romance in the air later this week, Valentine's Day Friday, Valentine's Day weekend. But raw oysters, you know, supposedly has some romantic, amorous, aphrodisiac qualities.
Have you found that to be true? I mean,
yes,
because I have not. I'll tell you why.
Because
the most, largest consumption I have of oysters is in New Orleans. When you're eating oysters in New Orleans, you're drinking your brains out. By the time you get back to the hotel, you're not ready
then
to
you
do
get
anything.
the whiskey something instead of the
whiskey slick.
Instead of the
I mean, maybe the next morning
the
it might
Gulf
have an
of
impact.
America would.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there a carryover jackpot on oysters? I don't know.
I think these are Gulf oysters,
These
but are
look great,
they Gulf of Mexico or Gulf of America? It depends if you're on Google Maps or Apple Maps. I don't want to talk about this, but here I go once again. But Brad, hopefully,
you know what's great about you? You can't resist a cheap shot
100%.
in the middle. You're talking about oysters, and the next thing you know, you're hammering Trump.
No, well,
but
it's just I can't.
This is a giant comeback for the grilled oyster here. It really is.
No, and they look great. I'm going to dive in a second. I am looking forward to. Okay, so
you may not have
every weekday here at Even Keel Fish Shack between 4 and 7, they have happy hour, and on that daily happy hour, they have $2 premium East Coast oysters, the ones from Maine and Prince Edward Island.
That's every day.
Those are every day from 4 to 7. On Tuesdays, they have it all day and night.
Yeah.
So Tuesdays is their, $2 oyster day. But don't forget that happy hour, you can get the $2 premium oysters on the half shell. And I have found that they have certain properties that will save you a trip to the pharmacy or maybe to the online Hims or Hers or whatever, blue pills. Or
but
whatever.
have you proven that personally at any time in your life?
Oysters, uni, champagne. It's a good combination for romance, and we're going to have Valentine's Day. Now, besides that, I didn't realize that they have daily specials here at Even Keel Fish Shack. This is the one at the corner of A1A, Commercial Boulevard, Lauderdale by the Sea. There's also one down on Las Olas Boulevard where they also have daily happy hour. But on Wednesdays here, they have dollar wings. And, some people squawk about wing prices, egg prices, all these prices. Did you see the latest inflation report? I guess something didn't happen on January 20th. They said 3% inflation last month. And I know he wasn't in office the whole month.
No, for the month. It's not even like overall.
Okay, so I'm sure he'll blame it on the first 20 days. And
there you go.
All right. I'm going to stop myself. But
you're behind.
You can't help yourself.
I have a deep philosophical question now.
Okay.
I'm up
Jeff Defo DeForest. This is happy hour, 4 to 7. They have all kinds of great food specials, all kinds of great drink specials. My question is this: can a happy hour truly be happy without booze?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, look, there are people that don't drink, and they're perfectly happy.
Well, there's good food specials
I
now.
mean, people never had a drink in their life, and they were great people.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't understand why this abstention business of yours. If it's working, that's fantastic.
No, feeling good.
It's to your demise because Lubie and I are probably going to finish these oysters before you even get going.
Mm-hmm.
And these they're beignets.
Instead of conch fritters, he done conch
beignets.
Delicious.
With the little pickled
Absolutely
onions
great,
on it.
But there's always
for
that
the
touch
oyster.
here at Even Keel. See, this is not an ordinary place, which is so fantastic about it. And there's so many options here, but I love the uniqueness. Everything that Brad does.
They bring
that is a great extrapolation on the grilled oyster right there. And these beignets, conch fritters usually kind of tough, chewy, whatever.
Brad and Dave,
these are melt in your mouth, delicious.
Brad and Dave come from an impeccable culinary background. They've worked at some high-end restaurants around the country, around the world. They worked with the great Dean James Max. They opened up 3030 Ocean with an all-star crew, and they bring their foodie credentials. Like, even though it's a very casual place, you can come here in shorts and flip-flops, but it's a place
like
where
a parade of food,
every dish.
I think you over-ordered there, Libby. I'm not sure.
No,
this was Mayo today. I didn't have I had no responsibility.
These are the dollar wings, and they got that kind of.
Those are dollar wings.
Yeah, we're trying to showcase their specials. We don't get to do that enough. We're here
they got their jerk seasoning on it. And
I tell you what, it reminds me of Brandon Dave here, and because of the way they approach things. And Lubie is familiar with this guy, the great Christian McBride, jazz bassist, right? Extraordinary jazz bassist, well-renowned, recognized by everybody. You drop his name, every bass player in the world would say, whoa, you know McBride. And what does he dig playing? He loves doing a little James Brown. And that's kind of like these guys. I mean, they love putting that fancy touch. And, when he adds all of his little nuances and all of his jazzy stuff, it just makes it that much better. That's what they're doing with the food here.
I mean, if you
they're artists, man.
They are artists of the culinary realm, and even if you don't necessarily know or don't go seeking out things that are really fancy foodie, just come here, and then your palate will be singing and dancing and saying, "Oh wow, what do they do to each and every dish? They basically jazz up everything with that little extra touch." Here on top of the wings, besides it looks like they have this nice kind of jerk Caribbean seasoning. They got these little chives chopped up, and you see those little garlic beads? I mean, it's basically.
I mean, who does that, right?
You
go to Champ's Sports Bar, Joe's Sports Bar. They may be great. I mean, you may love the wings there, but it's not quite like this.
Not going to name names, but yeah, they have those little touches. And on top of the conch fritters, they got the pickled onions. I love a good pickled onion.
Delicious.
But getting back to my question, I heard you this morning on the show that you kind of threw a little shade on those of us in the recovery community, saying like, I don't know how you could do a good show, how anybody would want to do one of these shows sober, which I kind of agree with you on that. But,
trust me, I mean, I haven't really experimented with it that much over the last 40 years because I was already convinced that was the way to go.
Yeah. And, look, I know a lot of people, and I don't mean to make light of it because for me, it's kind of, I just want to
You're just dabbling
do it. And maybe I'll do it longer than a month. Maybe I'll do it.
But we weren't doing shows drunk. I mean, this was strictly,
what's illegal?
Other form of inebriation.
No, I mean, again, it's medicine now. I have a card. I'm a character.
Well, back in the early 80s, I mean, it was all you could do to get through a show because people were snorting lines of cocaine. Like the latest Boy George, 8-track that we had to play when we had carts in the
those were the days. Meanwhile, look at this beautiful array. Then I also got the fish dip here with their house-made tortilla chips, and the hot sauce that they make here is great. I'm going to get into the wings in a second.
I mean, you better grab that last grilled oyster.
No, I'm good with the oyster.
Oh, yeah?
I have a question for Lubie.
Yes.
All right.
Can I sniff your cocktail?
I'd rather you just have done
it
on
I mean, hopefully all of that came through on the, how they put the subtitles on now on these things.
On the Kendrick Lamar halftime show.
Last part. Yeah. Well, no, Lubie straightened me out on that. I was dead wrong about it. When I was watching it, I just thought it was a boring presentation because I wasn't really listening and paying attention, and I knew nothing about the guy. And then Lubie got going, man, and he went on to one of his rants on our show in the morning. And I thought, you know what, Lubie? I was dead wrong. I missed it completely.
No, it wasn't about you. It was just about just people who weren't even giving it a chance. Like there was a lot more to it. And again, you don't have to like it. It's not about liking it. It's just, it is what it is. Like, just understand what it is. Just understand what it is. Right. Again, it's art. And look, I look at a lot of art and I have no idea what it is.
It really accomplishes its mission because people are still talking about it.
And that's the thing is it was.
Did you see the numbers?
Yeah, it set the record.
It set the record. It seemed like more people watched the halftime show than the actual game. Well, it was like 130 million viewers. I don't know if that's worldwide or just
Serena Williams is dancing around. Yeah, it's kind of crazy stuff.
I don't even know who SZA is, or I used to pronounce
She's done a lot of songs.
SZA. I thought it was one of those airport codes.
I could care less like that these guys are feuding, Kendrick Lamar and Drake. I mean, like, do I care about that?
No, but again, that song, Not Like Us, is very catchy, won a lot of Grammy Awards, and has some great lyrics. And even if he wasn't dissing a fellow, rap star,
I could see you being a rap music guy. Like, if you were born at a different time and maybe of different, DNA configurations.
I can see your late 80s.
Mayo with his words, ability to use words.
Well, one of my favorite songs
might have been a pretty deep rap artist.
Yeah.
When I was coming up in
the 80s,
New York,
you were like in college
in Brooklyn, I was in high school in the city in Manhattan at the time of the height of Grandmaster Flash. And the Furious Five.
Nice.
And that song, The Message, was on my heavy rotation. I don't know if you ever heard that song, but it's basically.
What do you mean? It's one of the classics.
It's one of the
first rap songs.
Early rap songs that really broke through, and it was The Message, and it was you would know it if you hear it. 100%. It's
it's
like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
Yeah. A lot of people have sampled that
and
beat.
That song, it was basically a poem about growing up poor in the hood in Harlem. Yes. Or other places in New York, and it was lyrical, and all of us memorized all those verses, and so Kendrick Lamar comes from that background. Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg was more of the melodies.
They're more. In the early days, they did talk about it was they started gangster rap, but they've gotten very much away from that, and a lot of their halftime show was more about energy and passion and big banging lights and sounds and
hanging out with Martha Stewart.
And there's nothing
talking about totally getting co-opted.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's just I don't mind Kendrick Lamar in these times having a message. And if you didn't understand it, that's fine. If you didn't like it, that's fine. It wasn't for you.
What I didn't like is people who reflexively say, "Oh, I don't understand it. I hate this. I couldn't hear the words."
No, I have to say it didn't look like much to me. I was only casually, peripherally watching. I didn't know that much about the guy. I didn't realize I should pay attention here because he might be sending a message. Lubie hit me right away. My favorite thing, the old Gil Scott-Heron song, "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised." I reference it a lot. So it would have caught my attention right away if I was paying attention.
Did you watch it again on YouTube?
Not yet, no, because I felt like such a fool because I kind of panned it on social media a little bit and got a lot of reaction.
You're not the only
from
one.
everybody who agreed that what the hell was that?
Look, you're allowed not to like it, but at least try to understand it. Like if you're going to go to a museum or
in hindsight, it was brilliant. It really was. I mean, look what's happening. It's a crystal art project. It really was.
Right.
That's it.
People
where
are
everybody's
talking
like, what
about
the hell did this guy do?
People are going back to it. And again, for those who say, "Oh, I didn't understand the words," well, I didn't understand anything that Kevin Harlan was shouting when I was listening to it on the radio.
That's a good test right there.
Yeah.
So Kendrick Lamar's halftime lyrics. Can you recite those? If you have any idea what Kevin Harlan was saying?
One was mumble and one was shouted at the top of his lungs.
I mean, how many songs do people make fun of? Like you always think it's one lyric and I don't understand half the songs. Like I've never took to that. Like you put captions. Like a lot of times Shirley and I watch stuff with captions on because you don't know what the hell people are saying.
You'd have to say mission accomplished for this guy.
But that's the thing. Exactly.
And you notice the NFL isn't touching it.
No.
Like,
no, they're leaving it alone.
So here's the research part I didn't do. I mean, I understand that the reason why we're getting acts like these, and we had Snoop Dogg and then Rihanna and 50 Cent, or was it Usher?
Usher last year.
Is because Jay-Z was contracted by both the NFL and Apple, that's the presenting halftime sponsor, to produce these halftime shows. So instead of getting U2 and Springsteen and some of the
Rolling
old,
Stones,
safer, older
the
rock
NFL
acts,
doesn't do anything that isn't driven by making money.
Yeah, for sure.
And they are making money off this.
100%.
I have heard that Donald Trump is going to be named the executive producer of the halftime show next year, in addition to taking over the executive board,
of the Kennedy
chairman
Center.
of the board of the Kennedy Center. He's also going to be producing. We're going to get Kid Rock We're gonna get who else was at the inauguration? It was Snoop Dogg, I guess.
Snoop Dogg played one of his events.
He's flipped. Yeah.
And
Ted Nugent's always been a very big Trump guy.
Imagine he
so
was
there you
hanging
go.
out with Suge Knight not that long ago, and now he's hanging out with Donnie Trump. That's a big
and you know what?
transition.
If it was
Those
Kid
Corona
Rock
commercials,
and
yeah.
Ted Nugent next year, I will watch and listen, and then we could have a discussion after that.
Oh,
I
you're
think
Mr. Listen
I'm-
to you
I
now,
won't.
Mr.
I'm Mr. Both sides of
Mr.
the street.
Open-minded. Get out of here.
No, I won't be watching Ted
You,
Nugent,
you
sorry.
wouldn't watch that for 2 seconds.
All right. Meanwhile, again, this is the place to be. Look how gorgeous the blue sky is. I've seen
Great day.
palm trees swaying in the breeze
You're
across
back
the
on
street.
inebriants.
Yeah, the
No,
weather's
no,
fantastic.
You sound
I'm
like
high
Tom
on
Petty
life.
writing a song. I mean,
I am
unbelievable.
high on life, my friend. I'm looking at another sponsor across the street, Taco Craft. People are gathered outdoors there.
Yeah, this weather's
People
fantastic.
are gathered at the bar here at Even Keel. I love it because everywhere I look, I see a Lunchbox sponsor.
I
which
have
is,
to say this too. I mean, this is a perfect, kind of time and afternoon happy hour thing. You're eating very light food, but it's
Yep.
delicious.
Fantastic.
A lot of exceedingly great flavors. This is a great spot. It
yeah,
really is,
the only thing that could make it better for me was if I maybe had a. No, never mind. I'm very happy
You
with
give 2
my
more weeks.
fancy
In 2 weeks,
water.
we'll get you back to drinking.
No, I think I might do it forever. You know,
There you go. I'm sure.
why? I don't know. Maybe I
You
do
really
feel
have a
better.
lot of self-hatred, man. You do.
He really does.
It's crazy. Lubie, have you not?
So just
picked
have a
this
drink
up?
here and there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
curiosity.
I'm not a quit anything guy.
Stop
I-
torturing yourself.
I've got to be honest.
I'm a control myself guy.
I haven't lived a sober life very often, and not that I consider myself having a problem.
It's kind of boring, though. I mean, come on, get with it.
You know what?
Get this man a drink.
It is boring as all get out. If it wasn't for the gambling, I'd be,
I was going to say
jumping
you're
off
still
a
gambling. So
I'd
it's
be
not like you don't have a
taking
vice.
a walk off that commercial pier right here, which is still not
It's
repaired.
not enough. I mean, come on.
Oh, you want to hear a gambling woe? Because, in the absence of any kind of inebriance, I have to give myself a little action because otherwise
You're
I wouldn't
hammering
be spending any money at all. And
God
I
forbid.
played a couple of pick fives, the early pick five at Gulfstream today, some easy looking races. And of course, I have 4 out of 5. The one race I missed was a 1-5 shot, finished second to a 30-1 shot. All
Yeah.
the other races were logical. Do you know how much a very logical pick 5 came back with basically
You're in $3,000.
$3,300
Oh,
for
my
50
God.
cents?
Oh my God.
And
That's nice.
now I'm kicking myself like, why didn't I just play all in that little race? But, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Nobody wants to hear that.
So it always is.
This is fascinating, Mayo. I mean, you really need to start drinking again.
Honestly.
This
Maybe I
show's
should.
content is sapped itself
Well, no,
down
we've been
to
talking about
almost gutter
The
like
halftime show. Well,
Yeah.
you know what? It's already time for the first break.
It
That's whizzed by, so that
There you
part is good.
Only
and
on the
we've
first week?
got, yeah,
I'm only kidding.
and it is a big week coming up. A lot of people are, undecided what they're going to do for Valentine's Day. Either the weekend or the day itself is Friday night. How about checking out Batch, New Southern Kitchen and Tap? We're going to be in there tomorrow.
Nice.
For a Valentine's Eve edition at the Fort Lauderdale location, 525 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale. They also have locations in West Delray and that Delray Marketplace, west of the Turnpike on Atlantic and Lyons. And then, of course, downtown West Palm Beach on Clematis. Those 3 locations are going to be open and ready to serve you and your loved one on Valentine's Day and all weekend long. If you don't make it in for the Friday dinner, go there for the weekend brunches. That is what they're renowned for. They have the bottomless drinks, the house-made whiskeys, that peach. I'm sorry, it's not peach. It's pecan.
Pecan. The
Pecan
pecan
flavor.
whiskey. That's
It begins with
fantastic.
a P. I was
Yeah, it's
close.
fantastic.
But pecan-flavored whiskey and all those kind of other great cocktails. They are serving that up along with their classics like the biscuits.
Yep.
On the brunch, they have
Those
biscuits. and
biscuits
gravy.
are sick. man.
They
I mean,
are.
You
No,
can't
no,
just
I like
pass
it.
over that.
No,
lightly.
there's nothing like it.
They're unbelievable.
I have yet to find anybody who has not liked those.
Could they be the
biscuits.
best in the country?
They're-
Is that possible?
they're my
I mean,
favorite
that's
biscuits.
saying a lot. That's saying a lot.
I shy away from the B word because best is so subjective.
I'd like to say that being in South Florida is as good as any biscuit I've ever had, which people don't
My
expect to find here.
Are they the Patrick Mahomes of biscuits where they're in the discussion? no
Yes.
matter what?
Let's not
For
talk
me, they
about
are.
Patrick Mahomes after that last performance because
But, I
we
mean, look,
might get a
overall
batch
body
that
of
comes
work.
out a little flat.
They
or
nailed-
Overall
they
body
don't
of
lay
work,
it
my
down.
friend. overall body of work.
My preferred phraseology is saying they are my favorite biscuits in South Florida and perhaps the entire country or world.
I'm trying to think where I've been where I've ever had biscuits that were bad. I mean, there's some great biscuits out there.
You go out.
I've been to the South.
If you ever went to Nashville or a Paula Deen restaurant before she got canceled, I mean, she had some good biscuits.
The stuff literally melts in your mouth, though. I mean,
it's just fantastic.
I hate to say this to you, but it never fails.
No, it's never disappoints.
Never disappoints. Never.
It's never disappointed me, and it won't you either. Of course, they have the other things like jambalaya, shrimp and grits, all the things. Batch new Southern Kitchen and Tap. We're going to see. I don't know if we're going to see Kevin tomorrow, but we will certainly see.
Kevin's probably training to fight like Tyson Fury or something. I mean, you saw where
Kevin
this guy
is
was
doing
going.
I think he bought a home in Fort Lauderdale, and he's doing some.
He does a lot of work
renovations and design. I know he's
very opposite of us.
consulting some people that I know. So I hope it all goes well.
3 Jews, we're hiring people to do that.
No,
come on.
The only thing we make is phone calls and say, "Hey, can you get somebody over here?
You're going to be here by 1 or what?
I can't hang this light by myself. You want me to go up on a ladder? I'll end up like Gene. He
Mustang
went on a ladder, and look what happened.
Literally asked me to change the light bulb, and I got nervous about it.
I get nervous.
I really did. I was like, "Oh, I can't, blow this." I really
get
can't.
nervous when I change the toner in my printer. I just think it's going to spill all over my hand.
Ink stained red.
Yeah, it made me look good because I'm not going to do any of this, but I'll change the light bulb.
Another ink stained red. Mike Mayo.
Do you change your own oil in the car?
No.
That's something I could see.
It's not worth it. Oil's so expensive that it's actually not worth it.
With a name like Lubie, how could he not change?
I've done that. I've done the math on doing my own oil. It's actually my place actually doesn't charge that much.
It's in the opening jingle of the show.
Yeah, I know.
The proper lubrication of your vehicle.
I don't do my own oil. I do yard work and I do the pool, and I then come here and enjoy happy hour at Even Keel Fishing.
Oh, that's the way to do it. It's the easy way. Come on out. Corner of A1A, Commercial Boulevard. You can take a little jaunt down the beach, take a little walk of life up and down.
I'm going to be walking
A1A.
back, even though I already did the walk of life.
It's a gorgeous day. I might take a little walk myself afterwards, just because I am high on life.
There you go.
Nah, you're a shot
I think you
fighter,
took a gummy in your line.
I've never seen such a shot. Lubie, I mean,
I think he's on a gummy. Is what I really think.
Can I suck an ice cube? Does that count?
I don't know. Get away from me.
It's so pathetic.
You're grossing me out.
The whole thing.
All right, let's take our first break. We'll come back with more on this happy hour edition of the Lunchbox from Even Keel Fishing.
Hey Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligans, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to for the finest poultry and the freshest fish. Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, open 7 days. Since 1951, a South Florida tradition for stone crab in season, Thanksgiving turkeys, holiday feasts, and everyday eating. Great steaks, house-made sausage, and prepared foods, too. Delaware is not just a market, it's a celebration of taste, quality, and old-fashioned customer service with a smile. Sign up for their weekly email flyer at DelawareChicken.com and tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a great bagel with lox, matzo ball soup, deli sandwich, and rugelach, you know where I go? Grandpa's Restaurant in Dania Beach. It's a South Florida institution since 1957 that was revamped a few years back by a pair of New York bagel baking legends. Full deli and appetizing case with spreads, salads, and platters for takeout and catering. Grandpa's is near Federal Highway, just north of Sterling Road, open 7 days for breakfast and lunch. Go eat and enjoy. It's Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. For the finest and authentic Greek cuisine, Taverna Kima is the place to go. 6298 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. It's been around for nearly 2 decades. Every day is a feast with grilled lamb and fish, house-made spinach pie and moussaka, gyros, traditional dips, mezes, with soft, warm pita. It's open 7 days for lunch and dinner with happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m., indoor, outdoor, private dining. So celebrate life at Taverna Kima for reservations. We're back on the Lunchbox. It's a happy hour edition from Even Keel Fish Shack. I've got fish dip in my face.
Not surprising.
Not surprising at all.
Not uncommon, yeah.
But
Come out of
look
the break
who's
with
here.
a face full of food. Unbelievable.
Chef Brad,
Yes.
Vampire extraordinaire.
Yes, yes. Well,
the
thank you.
wizard of oysters and all kinds of seafood. How are you, Brad? It's
Good.
been a couple of months.
I know. Yeah, everything's been good, man. We've been super duper busy since season kind of finally kicked
Love
off.
to hear it.
Felt like it was the longest summer ever, but season's finally here.
It was challenging, and I can't believe it was when did they tear up the street? Was that over? That was
that
last
was
year.
yeah, that was it was last year.
You got through that.
We got through that.
Then you got through another long hot summer.
Right.
And now we are in the season, and the
We're
sun
in
is
the meat.
shining. The
Yeah.
trees, the palm trees are swaying in
Yeah,
the
it's beautiful.
breeze. It's a beautiful day, and we're on your schedule. We said, you know what? Let's do a happy hour edition here because every day is Monday through Friday.
Monday
you got
through
the
Monday
happy
through Friday,
hour.
4 to 7 happy hour. So you guys are at the beginning. You guys get the special happy hour. It's not quite happy hour yet,
right,
but
4 o'clock. But we
yeah,
tell
4 to
people
7.
come on down.
Right.
And wing Wednesday, with
Wing
the dollar
Wednesday,
wings, we got
dollar
that-
wings. So it's so funny. This started off just making these for the staff.
Yep.
Just kind of screwing around and just wanted to make staff meal and just trying to be, make something different. One of our old investors was here when I was making them. He tried them, said, "Hey, those are fantastic. I want to have them on my daughter's wedding rehearsal dinner."
Yeah.
So after that happened, it was like, all right, so I guess we're just gonna start doing. And that's jerk is I learned to make that when I was in Caymans. We used to make jerk everything.
But it's
like
thicker.
a little bit wet and wet,
Like a rub. There's like a
thick
rub.
coating. But it's so flavorful, but not overwhelming on the spice.
Right. So we make it a little thicker just because it's a chicken. We wanted to make more of like a jerk sauce than like just to have just a dry rub. Right.
So
we changed it up a little
and
bit.
again, the fancy touches, the foodie touches with the little chopped chive and the little
crispy
the
garlic. Yeah, crispy garlic.
balls on it. I mean, gives it that texture and crunch, which I love so much. So, job well done on that. Do you have these wings on the regular menu
every day? Every day. It's just on Wednesdays. They're $1. They're just $1 a piece, which is fancy. And these aren't the little wimpy wings.
No,
these are
the
man
big
wings.
boys. These are good. All right, let's talk about it's Valentine's Day week coming up. We got Valentine's Day Friday night, but all weekend long you could celebrate here at Even Keel.
That's right.
Also, Even Keel Las Olas. Let's not forget that.
Yep.
And I guess what do you got going in terms of? Is it you still have the regular menu, or is there some happy hour? I mean, Valentine's Day specials.
Yeah.
Champagne.
So we've tried it a couple of different ways. I think at the original location we did a tasting menu for Valentine's Day, which kind of came off fantastic. Just a different atmosphere. So with it being a little more casual here, I think we're going to do approach where we're just going to run some specials. I think I'm going to do a really nice surf and turf. We're going to get some lobster. We're going to get maybe a nice fillet in or something like that. Do a nice steak and lobster. I was thinking about maybe making like a risotto. Maybe like we're gonna maybe roast some beets off, puree the beets, make a beet puree, make it like a pink risotto.
Pink risotto. Nice. That's
make a nice
very
pink, make a
romantic
beet
thing.
risotto, and then we're gonna make that lava cake that we used to make all the time at 3030.
Oh, that's a beautiful
my
thing.
God.
And
You're
do you
doing
do
a
any
lava
kind of bubbly special, sparkling wine?
Yeah,
specials,
Well,
or-
we haven't done the drink stuff yet. We'll probably put together a package when it comes to something sparkling or some kind of wine deal to go with the pairing with the food. But yeah,
Think about it too. You come here, you get a great meal. Walk on the
The
beach.
beach is right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
How
You-
how much
You're
more
pretty,
romantic
that's
can you
pretty
get?
cool.
close to full moon. It's just
Yeah.
going past. I mean,
Yeah.
so you got the big bright
Right.
moon.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
right.
This is it, man.
This
I
is
mean,
it.
bring
This-
a wedding ring. Don't you sell me the jewelry?
I think there's a jewelry store around here somewhere.
Yeah, there's one
if
down
the
the
mood
street. Yeah.
strikes you,
Yeah.
Bring a blanket.
right,
Bring some
Yeah.
jewelry. Maybe
Right.
bring a dozen eggs.
Right,
Or
right.
a dozen roses.
right. Whatever floats your boat.
Both says I love you.
Yeah.
But no, that's it's going to be a great weekend here, and also Las Olas Boulevard is what's the address again? 1111.
11. Yeah, yeah.
Los Olas Boulevard.
Um,
You don't really need an address for this place. Come on.
this one
It's
you
on the
can find.
freaking corner.
This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
on the corner. I'm talking about.
Well,
Oh,
you know,
that's-
outside,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
right on the water.
And
Yeah.
I believe Dave is doing the same thing over at Las Olas. He's just going to run some specials over there.
Okay.
And then, so that's on Friday. And then on Sunday, we're going to be at Swank Farm up in Waxahachie. To
Oh,
do
you're
the,
doing a dinner this
yeah,
weekend?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Dave and I are doing the slumber party dinner.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so does that mean? Well, both locations will still be open. You got other
Right.
staff to keep the restaurant.
Yeah.
running
We,
on a
our
Sunday
staff
brunch.
has just been fantastic. Like,
Talk to. I mean, is that dinner sold out already? And
It is
talk
sold out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
in that case, we're not going to
Yeah,
try to push
just
it
kinda-
because
yeah.
it's
just want to let everybody know if you're around on Sunday, you don't see me. That's where Dave and I will be. It's very exciting.
those
Yeah.
are great events. Jody Swank.
Yeah, they're
again, they
fantastic.
do this. It's a kind of I guess they call it a small farm,
Right,
hydroponic
right,
farm.
right.
They grow all this kind of great produce.
It's not.
up
Yeah,
there west of-
it continues to grow. I haven't been there in about 2 years. We did a dinner there. We did like a 30-30 reunion dinner.
I remember that.
Paula.
I was there.
Were you there
night.
for that? That was
Yeah,
fun.
Jeremy was up
Yeah,
there
yeah.
too, I
Paula
think.
and Bro. It was
And
Bushar.
Pushkar,
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Even was there. So anyway, their farm continues to grow. They just do amazing products. A lot of baby vegetables, a lot of micro vegetables, stuff like that.
All good. All right. It seems like you've got some tickets.
Yeah,
up.
looks like they're
So
putting me
can
to
I
work.
request a couple of oysters on the half shell?
Sure.
Because I want to get in the mood. I think Val's coming up.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
I guess
100%.
2 questions for you quick before we
Yes.
let you go. Number one, is it true? Do you think oysters are indeed actually a aphrodisiac or romantic helper for Valentine's Day?
I pretty much feel the same all the time. So,
Brad's
I don't
always
know.
ready to
I
go.
think it's in my toothpaste.
A hat full of
I think
Viagra.
That's why they want to
Cre-
get rid of the fluoride.
Crest white sign.
All right. And then number 2, I'm doing a dry February. I don't want to belabor the point, but it's because it's only 28 days as
Sure.
opposed to 31.
Smart. Good man. Good month.
But can a happy hour truly be happy without booze?
Yeah.
Yes.
He said
100%.
that. He did like the 13-year-old going through puberty.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, I took a couple months off last summer too.
Oh, right.
You know,
And how did you feel at the
I've
end?
actually like
Ready to
you feel. To be honest, you feel better. You feel better when you're not like you give yourself a couple weeks to get a little more exercise, get a good diet. You got to recharge your batteries a little bit. It feels like
Right.
if you start you have a couple extra beers or whatever cocktails, you're just trying to make up for something that was lacking before. So
Right. I got to tell you,
recharge your batteries. Get
that
your
first week was rough.
Yeah,
for me, but
yeah.
now I'm feeling better.
yeah.
But to answer your question, because of the food that you can get here at happy hour, of course you can have a great happy hour
100%.
without.
100%.
But
And these guys do amazing mocktail, and on top of that, these guys do amazing mocktails too,
maybe we
which are
should
fun.
have a mocktail.
Yeah, these guys crush it with
So
with those two.
pathetic. I mean, it's like drinking Gallagher's beer back in the day, where you're drinking a drink
I
that
know.
makes you fat. but it has no buzz.
I tried like Heineken Zero for a minute. It just
Like, get outta here.
doesn't.
Yeah,
I don't know. I like why would
Defeats
you?
the
What's the
purpose.
point?
Right. I mean, beer's good. Beer's good. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
like
You
it's
want to
that-
have a.
But you
Yeah,
want the
just-
highest alcohol quotient you can get. I want, like Old English
right,
or something. Yeah,
right.
yeah. Now Mayo's he's crazy with it. You've heard him on these kicks before.
I know,
Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
I know
pathetic,
it's,
yeah.
it is.
Well,
pathetic.
let's see. I can have a piece of bologna, but not before noon.
I'm not going full
It's
keto.
so
I'm not
ridiculous,
going
yeah.
totally crazy. It's
So
just I'm gonna kind of detox.
It's good.
for a
It's
few
good.
weeks.
Every
Yeah.
once in a while, it's good to do.
But you're asking the wrong guy. Brad's a party guy.
Yeah, it took me. I was 40 years leading up to, and then I'm like, maybe I should take some time off. So,
Oh, right.
it took me all
And
that
it
time.
didn't work out. You went right back to it.
Well, yeah.
Balance.
Life is life. Balance. That's what it is.
and moderation.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
that's the key.
100%.
All right, we're gonna let you go and tend to the mass.
Thank you guys so
Sure.
much.
Hey,
Thank you so
delicious.
much for your
Always
support.
You're the
Always a
best.
pleasure.
Knocked it out of the park.
And
Wow.
why don't we take our second break,
Yes.
and we'll be back with more on the Lunchbox from Even Keel Fish Shack, Lauderdale by the Sea, after these words. Southern comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. If you want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting, have I got the place for you. Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasto platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi. Fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed. Looking for great seafood that's a little further inland? Luke's Seafood and Grill. That's Luke's with a C. 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Luke and Roxy, they're a great couple with great food. It's a mom and pop shop bringing the freshest fish and seafood to Western Broward. Some of the best jambalaya and fish cakes around. And Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You can find his famous Scoobies, those sauteed crab claws, right there on the specials board most days. Oh, so good. So take a trip to University just north of Sterling today. Lunch, dinner, closed on Mondays. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial. Serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Feel like getting away without leaving town? Then you got to check out the House on the River in Fort Lauderdale. It's a beautiful restored historic home with indoor and outdoor dining right on the new river. You'll think you're in Charleston or Savannah. It has a gorgeous patio, porches, and private dining areas, and it offers unique experiences perfect for a date night or fun times with friends and family. It has weekend brunches, happy hour, dinner Wednesday through Sunday. There's also a high tea on Friday and Saturdays, and the popular House of Veuve Champagne experience on weekends. The House on the River is in Fort Lauderdale's Himmershey District, just south of the Science Museum. For reservations and All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. Even Keel Fish Shack, Lauderdale by the Sea. A gorgeous Chamber of Commerce Visit Lauderdale postcard day.
Exactly.
And it is going to be happy hour 4 to 7 here. They've got dollar wings all night.
Look, there's Stacy Ritter taking pictures.
That's it. And I see Nikki Mohan.
There's Mohan on she's in the Goodyear blimp. Look at that.
That's great. We got Brad
taking
here
aerials.
shucking oysters, shucking up a storm.
But that was just wrong of you to ask him to go ahead and do that while he's busy. He's got the big rush going on now. Happy
He's
hour.
got people are coming in, and it's going to be a nice mellow.
And he's shucking like 36 oysters for you to set a record here.
No,
Great.
Tom T. Tom T is the reigning pearl necklace
Look what
champion
this man
here.
did. Oh, my God. If that comes here, then
I think that,
you have no shame.
I don't think that's for us.
If that's for us,
That's
you
for
have
someone
no
else. No,
shame.
that's for someone
Take
else.
that somewhere
We've
else.
had plenty
Oh,
to notch.
good. Okay.
That's
All right.
another.
Yeah, someone's ordered that.
Thank God.
Again, if you come in here and order,
I would have been embarrassed.
raw oysters or seafood tower. They have all kinds of great stuff.
That
here.
looks great.
Hey, a couple of other sponsor
Look, it's
notes.
like one guy.
We've got to say a hearty mazel tov and congratulations to our friend Sophia from Taverna Kima up in
nice.
Boca. But they just opened the new Giorgio's Bakery, her and her family, right here on Gulf Ocean Mile.
Nice.
A couple of blocks down south of where Frankie is in Casa Calabria and the Ocean Manor Resort. If you keep going south on Gulf Ocean Mile, a little bit above where Oakland Park Boulevard is, they opened up their new Giorgio's Bakery and Cafe. That's the same kind of concept, breakfast and lunch, and I believe they might have an early dinner as well. They have one originally down in Hollywood on Hollywood Beach on the Intracoastal, and now they opened another Giorgio's Bakery and Cafe right here on Gulf Ocean Mile. It opened today.
Nice.
That's why Sophia was kind of off the grid for a little while, but we're hoping we're going to get in there and do a show. Besides, you can check out Taverna Kima for all the great Greek food, but at Giorgio's, they have kind of baked goods and breakfast items and some sandwiches and wraps and things like that. We're going to go check that out. So congrats to them. Best of luck on the new
Sophia,
Giorgio.
top notch and everything.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Yeah.
Also, Masters
People love that place.
Hospitality.
Taverna Kima, Boca Raton.
Well, I'm sure they're going to do a fantastic job.
Spanish River Boulevard, boom, Federal Highway, right a little bit north.
Yeah,
They're right there.
And just to give a follow-up report of a place where we've done a lunchbox in the past, and I think they just marked their 6-month anniversary since opening. Camille's in Oakland Park on Dixie Highway. You remember John and Maya Kredich?
Great.
John used to be a chef at some high-end restaurants around town, including at Dune right here on the beach. Well, he opened his own kind of mom-and-pop Italian joint. He's from Queens, New York originally. And Val and I kind of popped in there on a Saturday night without, just kind of last minute. Didn't make reservations, just went in. I didn't even send out the bat signal. You'd be so proud of me.
Good for you.
Lubie and Defo. And John was in the kitchen, but we made it real simple. We said we're going to just get a salad and a pizza.
They do a nice pizza.
That mushroom and sausage pizza,
they do nice pizza
that we had on the show.
It was fantastic.
And of course, when we sit down, we look at the menu. We said, "Oh, we got to get a chicken parmesan."
I was going to say they do like high level Italian. They also do red sauce, as you say, Italian.
So this, he calls it chicken parma John because his name is John. And I got to tell you, for $26,
it's like
this is a huge, big, like
old school portion.
They don't pound it out. He was like saying he doesn't like the places that pound out the either it's the veal cutlets or the chicken cutlets. Do you know why?
It's gonna be dry a lot of the time, right?
Because exactly when you fry it, the edges and everything, when you really pound it out thin, it gets all dry.
Yeah.
This way, when you leave it as a nice thick breast, it could take a lot of heat, and it still comes, and you could cut it, and it's still juicy and flavorful in the middle.
Yep.
It was fantastic for $26. I mean, we had the pizza. We each had just one slice. We had a little bit of the chicken and pasta. We had the salad. It was a great arugula salad with a great dressing and also the pickled onions. And next thing you know, I wasn't drinking. Got a bottle of sparkling water. It was like $70.
Oh, that's not bad.
All
on a Saturday night,
and we had so much leftovers. I just finished the last of the pizza today earlier. That was my breakfast before coming in here.
There you go.
And the chicken parmesan, we had it for leftovers also on like Sunday. It was great, and I wish
really good job.
They said they've been doing well. And again, it's nice to follow up in places that we've seen and been before.
Yeah, it's great.
There's so many good Italian places in town. And like we got 4 of them as sponsors, it's
embarrassment of riches.
Embarrassment of riches, and again, if you're looking for a really romantic place for Valentine's Day, Casa D'Angelo. Have you you've taken first time starters, long time starters?
Not so much recently. No, I was a big fan of Casa D'Angelo, and I always am. But when they first opened up the one in Fort Lauderdale, which was the original location, I was frequently a guest there, and I loved it. And I still do. I mean, it hasn't diminished at all. It's if anything, it's just accelerated its greatness, and they've expanded and not been compromised by that. So you got to really respect it. It's high end, probably. You would have to say it's up there with any Italian restaurant in the world.
if you're with the type of woman who, let's say, equates love with dollar signs, like that is the place you take them because it's impressive. And not just the dollar signs, it's the overall quality of
But
the
you want to go to
experience.
any nice place. I mean, Cafe Max was always a first-time starter place with me. And look, that's impressive. You could come here and depends,
It depends what
depends how you're feeling.
The two of you are in the mood for.
Yeah.
D'Angelo has that like white glove, the whole
but
linen.
looking for the full shebang. And again,
But maybe she's one of those women that just wants to have a few oysters, hoping that you finally, get stimulated.
Speaking
and
of
then
which,
you roll out on the beach there and end up under a full moon making out,
which was
and
we talked about moves. That was our
Yeah.
move.
Now this is where I
You're
did
the man.
not ask for the full.
You said half a dozen. I heard you say it.
I
You said
said
half a dozen,
6.
which is
I'm
6.
not greedy,
Which is 6.
but I want to show everybody.
Well,
out
even
there.
Defo and I were talking about raw. I mean, it's
We
Valentine's.
were going to
oysters.
suck down a few. Lubie and I were going to suck
We
down
brought
a
it up. It wasn't just you.
Yeah.
You've been under the weather, honestly.
I
This
want
isn't
to
like
show
what
everybody
you want when you're under the weather.
the way they do things here. It looks like a full dozen, but you see these little it's
I
like
like the
popsicle sticks, but they write the type of oyster that it is because they do these mixed dozens, and this one is the Pink Moon. That's from Prince Edward Island. We love those, and it looks like the other half dozen are the Wellfleets, which of course oyster connoisseurs know come from Massachusetts.
One of your favorites?
Yeah, how do you know the difference?
what
Can
are
you
yours?
tell the
I know
difference?
the difference. These Pink
Yeah.
Moons are a little bit briny, but you see they're smaller, and you don't even really need
trying one
to
of
put
these.
They're like
anything
sweeter,
horseradish.
quote, unquote?
But
Is that what it
I'm
is?
going to put just like 3 drops of hot sauce
They
on top.
have a green hot sauce they make here.
Well, they
Oh,
do a
yeah,
mignonette. The
It's
mignonette's
perfect.
fantastic.
Yeah.
perfectly shocked. And
Well, you had Brad on there.
Because that's the thing, right? You shouldn't have to do any work. They should just come out if
it
it's
should be
done the
cut
right way.
underneath. It just comes right out. And that juice, they call it liquor. The
Those
oyster,
are great.
the oyster liquor, which is like the natural juice when you shuck the oyster.
This is like a $2 deal on a happy hour.
All these are $2 each.
Oh,
They're
wow.
happy hour.
Really?
So,
That's great, Mom.
some of these now you go to places that charge you, these high-end steakhouses in Boca, you're going to be charged $42 for a dozen.
Oh, for sure.
This is $24 for a dozen.
Great.
And great quality, great flavor. And if you have a dozen of these and you go home, chances are you might have a little bun in
You're
the
like
oven
Johnny
soon there,
Mathis.
Lubie.
Chances are. Mayo, we need proof of this. I mean, you're going to have to take some pictures that may not be particularly
Oh,
flattering
Jesus.
later on.
I don't think I'm taking any selfies.
No.
What do you think I am, Brett Favre?
Yeah,
exactly.
You're going to
You're
be like,
Favre.
one of these guys. Is athletes are getting a jackpot.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. What I am going to be
this
doing
is the one you like
is
the best.
they have, again, look at the way they serve it here. When I used to be a critic, I used to judge a place that had a raw bar.
You're still a critic. What are you talking about?
Well, all right. I'm still critical.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nobody pays me to be a critic. But when you have an oyster platter, this is how it should be. Not only
How about
with
everything?
the oysters labeled and properly shucked, you should have
You wouldn't expect variety. like
fresh
that, though.
horseradish,
Yeah.
cocktail sauce, which you could kind of add more horseradish, and you should have the mignonette, which a mignonette has kind of a vinegar, a champagne vinegar, and it has little shallots in it.
Would you go to school for this?
No, but I've learned. And then you have the house-made oyster sauce.
Listen to this guy.
Well, no,
Hot
this
sauce.
is the proper. It's oyster eating 101. I
there
mean,
you go.
you can just eat
I
it
mean,
plain.
I call it shoveling food in your face. That would be the way to really
Lubie
describe
was
it.
a little sloppy because he got a lemon pit.
And
on
you're going to
top.
criticize
I did.
Lubie about the lemon pit. You
I
remember?
did get a
Well,
lemon pit.
And now I'm going to go. So one of the things I like is when you get straight up horseradish and you put a little
Oh,
straight
wow. That
horseradish
could go
on
right
it.
in your eyeball. When you
Well, it's
watch
good
out.
when you have a cold or something like that.
Oh,
It
it'll
just
wake, it'll
knocks
clear
out
up your nose. Yeah,
all
that's for
the sinuses. Just clears it right out.
I think I knocked this cold out with alcohol. That's the way to do it. I couldn't feel any better than I do.
I think we've come up with a new adage. Was it starve a cold, feed a fever, or vice
See,
versa?
I was going to ask you that earlier.
sure. I don't
I'm
know.
thinking by the, absolutely, savaging I've been doing of food in the last day or so, that the cold needs to be fed. No?
Okay.
I
That
think
there-
it's
there's-
feed a cold, starve a fever.
It might
Yeah.
be. You know what I think it is in the case of us or Defo now? I think it's drown a cold and smoke out a fever.
I mean, you're
smoke
not,
out
you're
a
not, you're
fever
not
and drown a
smoking.
cold.
You're not smoking any weed while you're feeling like this. But you
You can take gummies.
of course, those are great, no doubt about it. And I think the oysters really hit the spot.
But I think that margarita certainly hit the spot too.
Yeah, these drinks are
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, it's not like I didn't work for it. So this is the thing with you and your whole new motif now. You got to keep the drive going, keep the walks of life going.
The walking, yeah.
You're walking 4 or 5
It's a
miles a
big
day.
deal.
I mean, it's going to balance out a margarita
Yes.
or two, so you're going to be okay.
That's the point of it.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Calorie
no.
deficit.
My tennis partner
do
had to
more
cancel
exercise than
tonight
you
because
eat.
he's having a nuclear stress test today.
Oh, Jesus.
This is how bad it gets for people in their 70s, man.
God.
You don't want to be that guy. You want to be the guy that's
What are you
saying,
talking
"Oh,
about?
really?"
I'm having one in 2 weeks. I'm only 50.
I'm saying, can you play next week? I mean, I want to get this guy back out there. But so yeah, stay healthy and
Tarragon. There's
moderation.
tarragon in the
Yeah, the
mignonette
mignonette,
too.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
really good.
Very good.
Fantastic.
I'm glad you're happy. I never seen you this happy.
I'm very happy. I'm
You were grumped
I'm-
out there last
I'm
week when you
looking
started this
at
thing.
blue skies.
Yeah.
I'm looking at happy people during happy hour. What's to be?
Yeah,
Not
you
even-
know what? Smart people are showing up here. This is the thing too. This is like a place for people that really know their stuff. That's why I'm glad you introduced it to the
100%.
You know,
public here.
I'm a world famous grumpwad, and not even I
That you are.
can maintain my sour disposition when I'm surrounded by this great food, great people, good libations, and in my case, some really good water too.
There you go.
All right, let's take our final break.
Pathetic on that.
And
Pathetic.
before the final break, Red Meat Lovers Club,
Oh, nice.
Evan Darnell. We've got
What's going
two
on
big
with
events
Darnell, man?
coming up.
He's not at the Delray thing this year, huh?
I guess not.
that
And
was
you know,
awesome,
Delray
yeah.
Beach Tennis Open is going on right now. I
Oh,
think.
great idea. I mean, I'm thinking about this. I'm going to go dine somewhere in Delray
Nice.
and then go to the tennis maybe
Is
Friday
it-
night.
When's the final? Aren't they?
I'm not
wrapping
sure.
up?
It's like
I think
maybe
it
it might
only-
be Sunday.
I
Could be.
think it only goes till tomorrow or Friday, but I'm not quite sure.
Probably Sunday.
I know they were having some food-related events this year, but we did not get involved with those, unfortunately.
Hey, look, it's a great dining scene. I know you're not a big fan of Dada, but I was thinking about going there. I like Delray. You spent more time there
Yeah,
than
you
I
enjoyed
have.
that, right?
I used to.
But I'm okay just getting the Dada dates, a couple of drinks, and
nice.
a couple of
That's
appetizers.
good for you.
I like it, and
It's a nice
it's good. Yeah,
location.
I don't think anybody.
I have some other places I like up there. Jimmy's Bistro is good. The Grove is
Sure,
good.
yeah, a million places. Yeah, no, you could
Yes.
go anywhere.
Rose's daughter is good.
It's hard to find a
Delray-
place where you can go wrong. Actually,
Delray, like
Yeah.
many towns and cities across South Florida,
Yeah.
unbelievable
Yeah.
the array of dining options that you could have. That you could eat out literally for a month just in Delray Beach and not have a bad
Not
meal.
repeat.
I got a
So-
story for you though. How tough this business is. All right, so Super Bowl Sunday, my man Dave B is right in the middle of two dynamite restaurant areas. Right, you got Atlantic Boulevard, which has many good places now.
Right.
And of course Lauderdale by the Sea. There's a 2-mile stretch. He's right in between. He's in the no man's land of restaurants. He's getting all of this business. People coming from different places. They love it because it's a sports bar. Been there a long time. Some pedestrian gets mowed down on Super Bowl Sunday.
No.
Oh,
I-
shut
I-
down
I-
both sides of A1A by Hillsborough and it was
Blocked
done.
on Super Bowl Sunday. I mean,
Oh.
instead of the 300 people they normally have to get like 40 people there.
No.
Yeah, but those guys were trapped at least, so they were captive audience. Those
Oh my
40
God! But I
people,
mean, what a
I'm
disaster!
sure could drink and eat for
you
300.
have
That
like
sucks.
exclusive turf geographically.
Yeah.
You're all alone
Wait.
there.
Deerfield.
No, it's right
between
here. No,
Deerfield
it's here.
and
It's
Deerfield.
I'm talking right here.
Yeah,
Isn't
Lauderdale
it
by the Sea,
commercial
You said
enough?
Delray, yeah.
Pompano,
No.
I got it.
It's stingers.
Oh, but anyway, getting back to Evan, there's two big events coming up. Go online to redmeatloversclub.com, rmlsclub.com, or eventbrite.com. Takeover of not Avalon. What am I talking about? The Warren Whiskey Bar,
Nice.
West Delray, on February 24th, and then the Runway 84 takeover on Monday.
How do you take
March
over
10th.
Runway 84?
Take
I mean,
some
They
cabbage.
do.
Do you have to answer to Anthony Bruno on that one? I mean,
Well-
falsetto. Who do you talk to on
There's
that?
some
There's a
scheduling.
partnership.
Hey, we want to buy your restaurant tonight.
Scheduling. So here's the thing: Runway 84 is closed typically on Mondays, so
Oh,
they're
there you
able
go.
to get
Your
them
extra
to open
special
up
deal.
on a
Nice.
Monday for charity,
Yeah.
and that's part of what makes the Red Meat Lovers Club so special.
No,
they
you guys
have
are great.
that pull, that sway, to get some.
Who had
great
the best
places.
meatball?
Let's see.
Yeah,
My
did you guys
mind,
say an oven?
my mind, it was 388. That was on top of my list.
Yeah.
But I guess the judges award overall went to Sicilian Oven, and there was
Sicilian
also-
Oven had the best
They have a nice
meatball.
meatball. I don't know if they're the best meatball.
That's it. But anyway, go online,
Yeah, Red Meat Lovers Club does a lot of
redmeatloversclub.com.
great
Get your
things.
tickets for those two great events, and you'll have yourself a great time. All right, let's come back, take our final break, and we'll be back to wrap up this edition of Lunchbox after these words. When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa d'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa d'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and fresh local fish, a sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hours 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. I guess we're back. I looked up and there I was. It means the break is over and the show is almost over. Man, did we have a feast today.
That was absolutely like right on the money. Everything that I was looking for, we had it here at Even Keel Fish Shack.
Conch beignets, dollar wings,
wow,
grilled oysters, which were outstanding.
Fantastic.
And you know my criteria for a great restaurant, part of the criteria is, do you have an aftertaste that you want to enjoy for as long as it lingers in on your taste buds? And we have that with this. I mean,
well, we had,
and I'm not sure which it is that's dominating. That's the beauty of Brad and Dave.
Oh, no. And we had grilled oysters from the Gulf of America. We had raw oysters from the northeast coast of America.
Trump Island.
Even though,
yeah.
Well, Prince Edward Island.
No, it's now known as Trump Island.
No, Prince Edward Island.
We bought Canada.
Technically part of Canada, but not for long.
No.
It's going to be the 51st state.
It'll be
we're going to have
Puerto
all
Rico.
the islands.
Yeah.
We're going to have all the Gulfs. We're going to have all the oysters.
I can't wait
They
to
will be
play
mine.
golf with you when you retire finally, Mayo. And we're playing golf at some beautiful course on the Gaza Strip. It'd be awesome, man.
The condoms from Gaza. Oh, wait, that was from Mozambique.
Is this a par three,
Those
Mayo?
condoms that we got back from Mozambique, which we thought was the other Gaza, you can take them right down to the beach after your romantic meal.
I mean, don't you wish you were writing news still? I mean, you couldn't ask for better editorial material.
Oh, no, but before we go, I have to ridicule Jim Sarney. I mean, it was his big birthday last week.
Oh,
last night, he was a kid geeked up. You would think he was Elon Musk with a toy rocket. The Westminster Club Dog Show apparently was
Some
telecast
schnauzer one.
live.
I know they still did that. I haven't seen that in forever.
Maury. I think the name of the dog was Maury the Schnauzer. Oh, no, Monty. Monty the Schnauzer.
Monty
Monty
Should've
Hall,
been
man. Yeah, hosted Let's Make a Deal.
Monty the Schnauzer won it all.
Good-looking dog, I gotta have to say.
But did you hear there's like a Buffalo Bills of the Westminster Dog Show, this Whippet named Bourbon. Bourbon the Whippet is finished second 3 years.
Oh, that sucks.
I don't know if it's 3 straight years.
Somebody give that dog a
Could
bone.
you imagine being a Whippet? First of all, I used to
I was going to
do
say, I
whippets
never
in
did
high
it.
school.
Well, you've
That's
been
one thing
talking
I
about you
didn't
have a very
do.
sexual thing going here today, Mayo.
No, Whippet is a
There was
dog.
a
Type of
tribe.
dog. It
You're
looks
like
like
Marvin
a
Gaye
greyhound.
here on the show. I mean,
Hey,
you know, your sexual feelings. Are you talking oysters and
No,
wood
I'm talking
and all
about
this
the
stuff?
dogs. The
Okay.
dogs. It's going to the dog, treated like a dog. And
I'm thinking
so,
those dogs are spayed. No?
Congratulations to the Schnauzer.
Oh no, you would want to breed.
The Whippet came in second, and I feel bad because the Shih Tzu, the poor little Shih Tzu, came in third. And did you see the picture of the Shih Tzu?
I haven't seen any of this. I
Okay.
only saw
They should have a
Sunny ranting about-
Westminster for mixed breeds and mutts.
Did you ever see the documentary, or it was a mockumentary,
Oh, the movie. Yeah,
Best in Show?
Yeah,
the
Best in Show was great.
That was hilarious.
It looks a little weird. I tell you what's stranger though. They have this thing on ESPN where the dogs do all these like weird
yeah.
athletic
That
things,
stuff weirds me out.
and they're in and out like they're running a shuttle run or something. I don't know how the hell they train dogs.
You know
to
what
do
they
that.
should do is they should blend the world of like Joey Chestnut and competitive eating with dogs, and have a dog
Just pound
like
it.
have dogs eating like a competition.
They could
like
watch any episode of the Lunchbox. What are you talking about? We destroyed this today,
calling me a
man.
dog. No,
Destroyed
we
it.
did. This is such good food here. It again, if you haven't been out to
Way to
Even
go,
Keel,
Brad, man. Nice
2
job.
locations, but
Fantastic job here.
the beach is where you want to be this time of year. It is gorgeous. You take a little walk, you come in here, you get some oysters, and it's all good. And again, the drink specials, mocktails, if you're going to be like me. I can't speak.
You got beautiful
I
people
can't
here. You
give
got
enough praise
fashion
to this
models. You got people just enjoying themselves. It's great.
It's the place where the beautiful
Yeah.
people hang out. Lauderdale by the Sea.
And look at Brad, not afraid to get back there, get his hands
No,
dirty, you know. Shucking,
No, never.
He's
Shucking and
hands-on,
jiving.
and he is shucking
Fantastic.
and jiving. It's beautiful.
He does it
All right.
well, too. Look at that. I mean, what an expert.
We are going to be live tomorrow at 1 o'clock from
Batch.
Batch, New Southern Kitchen and Tap, 525 North Federal Highway, Fort Lauderdale. Free parking in the garage on the side street there. So come on out if you want. Say hi to us, and we'll be there. Then Friday, our usual Friday fun place, 10 Palms at Gulfstream. And until tomorrow, we wish everybody a pleasant evening. Enjoy every oyster, every wing, and enjoy every sandwich.
You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind.